Have you ever wondered why people ignore you? Have you ever walked into a room and wonder why you don't command the attention you think you deserve? Now, I'm going to leave you in with a little hint. 90% of communication comes through your body language and how you sound. People love to judge a book by its cover. So if there's that problem with you, there is a high likelihood that it's the voice and tone that you have that's causing all of these problems that you're not even aware of. So if you want your life to drastically change, every interaction to go smoother and better, watch this video so I can teach you exactly how to make your voice deeper and more confident. And by the end of this video, anybody you talk to will notice how deep, smooth, and confident your voice sounds. So let's get right into the first tip right now. Tip number 1 is breathing through your diaphragm. Now, the world teaches you to breathe in the exact wrong way. And I know that sounds kind of funny, like, what do you mean? What do you mean the world teaches you to breathe in the wrong way? Well, when you breathe, it's more likely that you breathe through your chest. So I want you to try something real quick. Take a deep breath completely normally and tell me what part of your body comes outwards. Most likely, it is going to be your chest, your upper area, upper diaphragm, where your lungs are. But actually, that is a huge problem. You need to shift that down to your stomach. So what happens is when you breathe through your chest, all of your voice, all of the air that's flowing through your vocal cords is only coming from about here. So there's less velocity for it to get from here to your vocal cords and out of your mouth, causing a more high-pitched and less confident voice. If you switch to your stomach, breathing from your actual diaphragm where you're meant to breathe from, that actually creates a deeper and slower voice. It's A, more healthy for you, and B, that is the way to make your voice a little bit deeper from the jump. If you want to think about basketball, this is like fixing your form in shooting. Breathing from your diaphragm, from your stomach, is going to make your voice slower and more confident. But another thing that I can relate to basketball is warming up. You never saw an NBA player walk onto a court, start a game, and that was his first time touching a basketball all day. That is just not how it works. If you want to be truly good at anything, you have to warm up and you have to get ready for any sort of thing that you're trying to improve, especially when it comes to your voice. It is super important when you wake up every morning to warm up your voice. I warmed up my voice just before this video. It is very, very important. Something you can do to warm up your voice, because this is one of the more simple tips I'll give you, is just hold a low pitch kind of sound in your voice for 10 seconds and 4 sets. Do this very quietly and get progressively louder as you go from set to set. So the first time should be very quiet, just to kind of get your vocal cords vibrating. And the last time should be pretty loud, to a point where people probably think you're weird if you're doing it in public. This will get your vocal cords loosened up, ready to go, because when you have tight vocal cords, they move less, and the faster and the less movement and the vibration, the higher your voice is going to sound. So if you ever hear these people that have a very feminine or a very high-pitched voice, the chances are they probably just have tight vocal cords, and they could loosen them up and sound a lot better. This is something that singers do to make themselves sound better too. And who better to learn about vocal pitch and talking from a singer who that's literally their job to sound better. The third tip, now you know the first two, is going to be a lot easier to apply, and that's going to be talking slower and more naturally. Now this one sounds easy, but the gold in this tip comes from being able to do it in high pressure situations. You need to do that by reframing your mind, reframing all this pressure and this nervousness. Pressure does not create weakness. Pressure creates diamonds. If you are truly great, good at anything, you will perform under pressure. This whole, pressure makes people weak is terrible. Go watch an NBA game. You could watch basically anybody who's a decent free throw shooter. The statistics will agree with you. When the pressure's on, when the game is on the line, people are typically even better, because these are the best basketball players in the world. If you want to be one of the best talkers in the world, which is what I'm teaching you how to be, by the way, this will put you in the top 1%. If you apply these tips, you will be better under pressure. So high pressure situations include public speaking, talking to a girl, trying to get a job interview, any of these situations, people are almost going to expect you to be fast and nervous. If you can come into it with those first 2 tips and you talk slow, natural, confidently, you know what you're saying, you are going to be looked at and respected in so many more ways than you've ever been looked at before. So sit back, relax, focus on your breathing, and talk a little bit slower and deeper, and you're going to be a lot more confident. Now, I still have 2 more tips for you, and the last one is the most important. I'm saving it for the last so you watch the whole video. While you're watching the video, make sure you subscribe and like as well. But the 4th tip, which is one of the ones you won't hear anywhere else, is to actually improve your posture. Now, this ties back with the first tip, where your breath is coming from. When your posture is correct, it's easier to breathe from the right places. A lot of people have what's called an anterior pelvic tilt, which is a funny way of describing the arch people have in their back when they walk. Now, this picture I just showed you is probably exaggerated, but most people, about 90% of people, have that to some degree, which is inhibiting their ability to breathe and talk. What you need to do is fix that, which I'll show a little GIF right here of how you can just kind of move your body to fix that. Once you fix that, it's actually easier for you to breathe from your stomach and for your voice to come out. When you have this anterior pelvic tilt, breath will always come from your chest. I want you to try it. Stand up and exaggerate this movement, just like that picture I showed you, and try to breathe through your stomach. It's very hard to do that. Even consciously thinking about it, it just feels weird and you can't get a full breath. Now fix that posture, move your hips up a little bit, move your shoulders back, head down slightly, then try to breathe through your stomach. Much easier, much more natural. It'll be better for you in the long term. And like I said, this ties in with health and confidence as well. So this is almost like a bonus tip to improve your body language, health, and your speaking voice in one. If that doesn't ever I don't know what does. And now getting into the last tip. Now this one is the most important for longevity and for actually seeing results fast. And that's going to be to stay hydrated. Now I know a lot of you guys, my viewers, are very much in the gym, active, strong people. One thing that I can tell you is that when we drink a lot of caffeine for our pre-workouts, when we're consuming a lot of these things, that actually dehydrates your body just a bit. And one of the first things to get dehydrated is your throat. That's how your body signals when you need water. And I know you guys know that when you need water, your voice kind of starts to go out a little bit. So the first sign of dehydration is messing up your voice. You need to make sure that you never have that, especially when you need to talk correctly. It is so important to keep yourself hydrated. Drink at least a gallon of water per day, minimum. More if you really want to go up there, and make sure that your voice is nice, healthy, hydrated, and you're not raspy or talking too fast because your throat literally hurts. You do not want that. Now, if none of those works, you could try smoking at least 4 packs a day. That could definitely get your voice deeper. I'm kidding. That is a joke. Do not do that. But seriously, all of those tips combined will give you a deeper voice. I guarantee the next time you go talk to anybody, your friends, family, they're going to notice. They're going to be like, what happened to your voice? And it's not going to sound like you're forcing it. You're not going to sound like an Autobot. You're going to sound like what you truly should sound like. They're going to notice. They're going to compliment you. Get ready for those compliments. And always remember that your voice is a muscle. It can be improved. And you can even improve it over time. So after this video, your voice will not be in its final form. Give it a couple months. Work on it progressively every single day. So commit to these habits. Notice people noticing you more. You're going to be more confident. Thank you so much for watching. Apply these tips today for a deeper voice without any more talking. Get to the practice, apply the knowledge, and get out of here.